What's the date today?
I'd like to call this meeting to order. Can we please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Roll call, please.
Of course. Councilmember Shacker.
Here.
Councilmember Perkins, I don't see that she's back on
Here.
yet. Oh, are you
I'm
there?
here.
Thank you. Councilmember Phillips.
Here.
Councilmember McCafferty.
Here.
Councilmember Armstrong.
Here.
Vice Mayor Granillo.
Here.
Mayor Miller.
Yep.
And our town attorney is present remotely.
Thank you. Introductions, presentations, and proclamations. Presentation and recognition of El Paraíso Restaurant for local business excellence as an outstanding community partner.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. As you know, we have a volunteer recognition and business recognition program where we come to you periodically so that we can recognize the outstanding volunteers and businesses we have in our community. And today, we are recognizing a business excellence superstar, El Paraíso. Please, Brenda Sanchez, if you'll come up with me and stand with me, and you can say the name correctly.
Okay. It's El Paraíso.
Isn't that beautiful?
What she said.
So the owners are Mario Beltran and Carlos Beltran, co-owners Brenda Sanchez and Janet Beltran, and Brenda is the heart and soul and the face of the business. Not only do they have amazing food and drinks, as many of us know, having gone out there, for which they were recognized as the next door neighborhood faves for best restaurant, best Italian restaurant, and best Mexican restaurant in 2020, 21, 22, and 23. They were also recognized by the Chamber in 2020 as a Small Business of the Year. They are also a great employer who celebrates their team with monthly Employees of the Month. They celebrate their employees' birthdays. They celebrate the births and other events such as Waiter Appreciation Day, truly treating their employees as members of their family. They are deeply engaged with the community. They held a fundraiser for a territorial elementary librarian diagnosed with cancer. They have a presence at town events like National Night Out. During COVID, they packaged and sold bags of rice, beans, flour, and toilet paper to the community when they couldn't find it anywhere else. They also joined to give meals at discounted prices to Safeway and Walgreens employees. And they have regular holiday coloring contests and give prizes to kids. But also, they are an exceptional community partner supporting many worthy causes. The Yavapai College Production Horticulture, Chino Valley Youth Football. For the past 4 years, they have provided a $500 scholarship to a Chino Valley senior pursuing a career in hospitality. They routinely support civic groups like the Lioness Club, and they are here recognizing the impact that this restaurant has for them. So I wanted to recognize that they were here to support.
Microphone.
I wanted to recognize that the Lioness Club is here supporting them because of all of the support they have gotten from them in the years past. So I thought that was very nice that they came out. And they've helped the Chino Valley Police Department with Shield 16 for our officers. Also, as a business, they instill community service in their children. Her daughter, Brenda, has a lemonade stand. She's had a couple different, 3 different events. One for a 6-year-old Tucker who was battling cancer. She had one that raised money for her kindergarten teacher, and another one for Miss Rebecca Lawrence at the library, for which El Paraíso also matched those funds given. So with that, we would like to congratulate them on their 4-year anniversary, which they just celebrated in June. And we hope that there's many more successful years here in Chino. And as that, we recognize you as a business excellence superstar to El Paraíso Mexican Italian restaurant in recognition of your outstanding community engagement, service, and philanthropy. Not only are you a favorite place in the community to meet and dine, but you are also a leader of merit, inspiring us as an employer with a heart, as a business with incredible community spirit. You continually step up to support individuals, events, causes, and groups, serving as example instilling these noble qualities in the next generation. We congratulate you on your 4th anniversary. We thank you for being a Chino Valley Business Excellence Superstar. Can we get a picture of the council? Oh! Okay.
Thanks, Brenda.
Because I'm gonna cry more. I just want to say we're so honored for this award. I grew up and were raised here in Chino Valley, so I've been here all my life, and this just means so much to us. I just can't thank you guys enough. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bring food with you?
Okay, with small business in mind, we'd like to make a presentation of proclamation declaring November 25th a Small Business Saturday. Whereas the government of the town of Chino Valley, Arizona celebrates our local small business and the contributions they make to our local economy and community. And whereas according to the United States Small Business Administration, there are 33 million small businesses in the United States. Small business represents 99.7% of firms with paid employees. Small businesses are responsible for 62.7% of net new jobs created since 1995. And small businesses employ 46.4% of the employees in the private sector in the United States. And whereas 68 cents of every dollar spent at a small business in the United States stays in the local community, and every dollar spent at a small business creates an additional 48 cents in local business activity as a result of employees and local business purchasing local goods and services. And whereas 72% of consumers reported that Small Business Saturday 2022 made them want to shop and dine at small independently owned retailers and restaurants all year long. And whereas Chino Valley, Arizona supports our local businesses that create jobs, boost our local economy, and preserve our communities. And whereas advocacy groups as well as public and private organizations across the country have endorsed the Saturday after Thanksgiving as Small Business Saturday. Now, therefore, I, Eric Granillo, Vice Mayor of the town of Chino Valley, do hereby proclaim November 25th, 2023 a Small Business Saturday and urge the residents of the community and communities across the country to support small businesses and merchants on Small Business Saturday and to shop small throughout the year. And witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the town of Chino Valley to be affixed this 14th day of November, 2023. Call to the public.
Call to the public is an opportunity for the public to address the council on any issue within the jurisdiction of the council that is not on the agenda. Public comment is at the discretion of the council and not required by law. Individuals are limited to speak for 3 minutes. Yielding of time will not be permitted. The total time for call to the public may be up to 30 minutes per meeting. Council action taken as a result of public comment will be limited to directing staff to study the matter, scheduling the matter for further consideration and decision at a later date, or responding to criticism. Disrespectful behavior will not be tolerated. This includes loud outbursts, profanity, and disruptive discussions among our audience. I did not have any comment cards filed with my office.
Anybody would like to come up? No? Okay. Current event summaries and reports.
I don't have anything.
Status?
I do know.
Sherry?
I do. Yeah, I went to the Heritage Middle School where the Attorney General was there for the Cedar Heights neighborhood, and there was over 200 people there about the mine. And then I attended a MAT Force meeting, and they have a program for the police officers to contact the schools if there's any problems at the home and their student, so they can let the school know that the student might have issues. And there's also going to be trying to get something together for teen abuse with substance. So that was it.
Thank you. Status report by Town Manager Cindy Blackmore regarding town accomplishments and current or upcoming projects.
Thank you, Vice Mayor, Mayor, and Council. A few things tonight. First off, a reminder for those who are interested in running for a seat of Mayor or Council, packets are available. And for more information, you can contact our clerk's office. We do have our Thanksgiving dinner coming up Wednesday, November 22nd. The first dinner will be served at 11 and the second one at 12:15. That's at our senior center. And you must RSVP to participate in that. And Cindy wanted me to remind council, if you'd like to volunteer to serve dinner that day, please get in touch with her. Also, Cindy Thomas, our community services director, wanted us to make a sincere plea to our community. We are in real need of volunteers for our Meals on Wheels driver. Any amount of time that anyone can give to help us out would be really appreciated. So if you have questions, contact our senior center, 928-636-9114, and that would be much appreciated. And lastly, December is coming up, so the town, along with our Chamber of Commerce and our Equestrian Park, are presenting a December to Remember. We have a number of events going on during December, things for the seniors, things for the children, and we have a business holiday lighting program, and our Memory Park will be lit for Christmas as well for the whole month of December. So a lot of good things going on. Check our website, and please join in. That'll be it, Mayor, Vice Mayor.
Thank you. Consent agenda. Would anyone wish to remove any items from the consent agenda?
Nope.
Okay. Entertain a motion.
Mr. Vice Mayor, I make a motion to approve consent agenda items A, B, C, D, E, F, and G.
All in favor?
Well, I'll second it.
Oh, sorry. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you.
You almost pulled it
Is
back.
that- Okay.
I said quietly.
You're quiet.
Can we do
Action
it loud?
items. Consideration and possible action to approve the financial report for the 3-month period ending September 30th, 2023.
Is this your last formal report?
I believe this will be my last formal financial report.
So he needs to go through the gauntlet.
So to celebrate this and knowing that Eric was running the meeting, or Councilmember Vice Mayor Gurneo, I've added 78 slides. For you
I like slides.
Yes, for you. Actually, I do have a very short report tonight, but I do have some very important takeaways as we move forward. Of course, as you know, the September 30th report is only 3 months into our fiscal year. We just completed budget. So generally, there's not a huge swings either way. However, I did want to start with where we began the year. As you know, we do our budget projections in February and March, and we project where we're going to be at the end of the fiscal year, or that June 30, where we're going to start the next fiscal year, what our fund balances are going to be. And I always like to take this time to see how we did. And the good news is we're about $1,400,000 more than we were projecting. But there's a little bad news there too also. So if you look at this schedule, we're projecting for all of our funds about $34 million in fund balance. We ended up with about $35.6 million. So we're about $1.4 million to the good. Now the general fund made up about $750,000 of that number. The HERF fund, $240,000. The Water Enterprise Fund was 1.4, and that's because we did the Peavine water line and we had to capitalize it. So that really wasn't cash, but it was an asset that we brought in from the CARES Act over to it. The bad news is the sewer fund was about $550,000 in the hole. And as you remember, in this year's budget, we did transfer over $500,000 to help that deficit. With our water and sewer rate study, and if we adopt the rates, we're going to be able to come out of that. But without the growth of sewer connections and water connections that we're not seeing right now. We're seeing the negative balances in those funds. So the general fund revenues are up 16% in total over last year. Tax revenues are up 3% through September. However, they started the year a little bit down. They're actually 6% down in July. So the takeaway I want to give you is that last year we got about a 15% growth in our sales tax revenue. I don't think you're going to see that this year. I think you're going to see our conservative budgeted 3 to 5% revenue growth in sales tax. So we've had some really good years, but I think it's starting to level off a little bit. Intergovernmental revenues are up 26%, primarily due to the increased state shared income tax distributions. As you remember, we budgeted because our state shared income tax went up a little over $1 million. We considered that one-time revenue this year. Next year, we're going to have that same $1 million. So council should consider that one-time revenue. Now, what we did with that is we used it to buy down our PSPRS liability. So when we're budgeting, well, basically we started this budget year owing $2 million on that PSPRS liability. We've paid down $1 million. So we have about $1 million or so. And I'm going to say or so because we haven't seen the actuarial reports. If we don't use our contingency funds between now and June 30, we could probably put another $400,000 to $500,000 on it, which means next budget year, you should be able to pay it off and get it down to zero or fully fund the PSPRS liability, which I think is a wonderful thing and something the council should be proud of. We are seeing a decrease in building permits and all the building permit related revenues, and it's mostly for residential construction. So we've seen, the housing market has slowed, but that also affects water and sewer because we're not getting the water and sewer buy-in fees on it. So you're going to see that theme throughout this. And with higher interest rates, though, the good side is we earn more interest on all of our funds. So just a couple of years ago, we were earning maybe $15,000 a year on all the money we have invested with the state treasurer. Now it's almost a $600,000 number. So there are pluses to when the interest rates go up. Overall, in the general fund, expenditures are up about 9%. Most of those are because of budget increases and, of course, the $1 million that we spent on the PSPRS liability. The departments, a quarter through the year, should be at 25%. They're all at 21%. So as of 9/30, I don't see any department going over budget. HERF revenues are up slightly, about 11%, and that's really just the budgeted HERF funds coming in, and road maintenance expenses are up 7%. Again, budgeted increases that we had. The water enterprise fund is down 14%, and that again is due to water not collecting as many water buy-in fees as we did the prior year. And their expenditures are down 23%. Sewer, same thing, revenues are down, directly related to buy-in fees. Sewer service fees are up 1%, and that's basically what we charge for sewer service. And our operating expenses are down 21%. We did spend a lot last year, made a lot of improvements, a lot of maintenance, and I'm not seeing that continuing this year, which is a plus for us. And so with that, I always like to let you look at the major revenues. These are the majority of our revenues come through. The red line is the current fiscal year. The blue line is last fiscal year through September. And really everybody's up a little bit except for vehicle license tax. I think that's sort of a timing issue. And then water service fees are just slightly down. But all in all, it looks like we're still right on track, right on budget with our revenues. And Mayor and Vice Mayor, Council, that's all I have this evening, unless you have any questions.
Nope.
Sure.
I'm good.
Okay. I'd like to entertain a motion.
Mr. Vice Mayor, I motion to approve the financial report for the 3-month period ending September 30th, 2023.
I'll second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Approved. Sherry?
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Aye.
All in favor?
Joe got off easy for his last one.
Read the script down there, would you?
Wake up, Sherry.
You got this?
All right.
I'll take this, Eric. Who? Eric, I'll take this.